This is your Vinyasa flow class with a special focus on our hips. Hi friends, I am Katie Arnold. Welcome back to your yoga mat. Welcome back to your practice. Welcome back to my channel. Today's class is all about creating energy in the body while finding a lot of space and opening in our hips. Our hips are a place that we hold a lot of stress, hold a lot of tension, and you are really going to love this energizing flow class today. You do not need any props, so go ahead, roll out your yoga mat if it is not already, and meet me right back here. All right, friends, so we're going to get started in a child's pose, bringing your knees about as wide as your yoga mat, big toes towards one another. Sink the hips down towards the heels and walk your hands forward. Now, you can take this child's pose as passive or as active as you would like today. So for a more passive approach, you're going to let the forearms rest down on the mat. If you want to take this a little bit more active, you can come up onto your fingertips, like you're putting a cupcake underneath the palms of your hands, and then maybe you walk your fingertips forward. Feeling that extra stretch through the upper back and shoulders. So taking whichever variation works for you. We won't be here too long, but just using this initial child's pose as a really nice transition from whatever you may have been doing before this, and kind of trying to keep us separate from whatever you may be doing after. And instead, seeing if you can just be really present on your mat here. You've had the ability to see how long this class is. And so hopefully you've been able to fit this class into whatever your day holds. So you don't have to be staring at the clock. You don't have to be letting your mind wander off in that capacity. Take a big breath in through the nose. Big breath out through the nose. This is our Ujjayi breath, our nose to nose breathing. We're going to keep this going throughout our practice today. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. That ocean sounding breath. Inhale, start to walk your fingertips forward. And then exhale, take them over towards the right side of your mat. Getting a nice side body stretch. Maybe the left hand stacks on top of the right. Feeling that length, that opening through the left side body. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now walking your hands back through center. And exhale over to the left. Taking our side body stretch to the other side. Feel that right hip pulling down towards the right heel. Big breath in. Big breath out. And now walking your hands back through center. And start to pull yourself up to a neutral tabletop position. Your wrists are going to come underneath your shoulders. Knees right underneath those hips. And then inhale, drop your belly. Lift your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale through your cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through cat, let your spine round, pulling up towards the ceiling. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Let's take one more round together. Inhale back to that neutral tabletop. Start to curl your toes under, really engage that core, and then inhale, start to lift the knees up off of the mat, hovering tabletop position. So that core is really strong here. Knees are just hovering about an inch or two off of your mat, and you're really pressing the floor away. Big inhale breath. Exhale, let your hips go up and back. Find our downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out those feet, bending one knee, bending the other. Walking out your downward facing dog. And then start to find some stillness. So bring as much of a bend to your knees as you may need to. Feel the heels pulling down towards the mat, that we all know they never need to touch. And take your gaze back in between your legs. Big breath in together. Big breath out. Inhale your right leg high behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hips open, three-legged dog with a twist. I like to roll my ankle around here. You could give that a try. You could take some circles with the knees, whatever feels good. Inhale, squaring your hips back with your mat. Exhale, step that right foot all the way through in between your hands. Soften your left knee down to the mat. And come up onto those fingertips. So finding the length up through the spine. If you happen to have blocks, your hands could always come to blocks. But like I said, no props are required here. So I just like to tent up onto my fingertips to find a little bit more height, a little bit more length. And that right knee is tracking over that right ankle. Big breath in. Settle for the breath out. Curl your back toes under and step to the top of your mat, forward fold. So feet are going to be hips width distance here. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, flat back. And exhale, fold forward. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the crown of your head pull forward. Those sit bones pull back. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway up. Pull that core in. And exhale, fold. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. Sweeping the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Take a full round of breath. Start to heel toe your feet together, just a little space between your heels. And then inhale, bend your knees, sink your seat, chair pose. So fingertips reaching to about that place where the wall meets the ceiling. Look down past your knees. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. And if not, slide the seat back slightly till you can. Keep that chest lifted. Big breath in. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale to that flat back. And then exhale, plant your hands, step it back, and meet me in a high plank pose. So just like in that hovering tabletop, palms are really pressing the mat away. Heels pulling towards the back of our space. Broaden through the shoulder blades. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, drop the knees and lower all the way down to your belly. Keep those hands underneath your shoulders. Hug the elbows in close. And inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, little baby cobra. So pause right here. Very little weight in those hands. Elbows hugging close. I want you to remember this when we add in a chaturanga later. And that neck is neutral. So just finding the place to rest your gaze that doesn't cause any strain in the neck. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up through a tabletop, or you could press up through plank. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that left leg high behind you, and exhale, bend your knee, stack the hips open. So take whatever you did on the other side. If that was the ankle circles, if that was the knee circles, take whatever works for you here. Inhale, square your hips back with the mat. And exhale, step that left foot all the way through. Soften the right knee down, and we just meet in this low lunge. Tenting on to those fingertips to find a little bit more length. Breathing into the front of that right hip. Big breath in. Curl the back toes under and step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. full round of breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And sink that seat down, chair pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. And now if it doesn't feel good to have the feet and the knees touching, always remember that we can keep them hips width distance apart, but I want you to keep the active thighs. So it's this feeling that they're hugging towards one another. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. So stay with straight legs or drop down onto your knees. Inhale, take a gentle shift forward. Your shoulders come past your wrist creases. And then exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga, elbows in close. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart shines forward, thighs off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that right leg high behind you. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, crunch it in. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow, cross it underneath the body. Inhale, send it high. And then exhale, step it all the way through in between your hands. Soften that left knee down. We're in that low lunge, and then this time inhale, sweep both arms up, Anjaneyasana. So right knee over that right ankle. We don't want that knee to come past the toes. Tuck those low ribs in. Find that core engagement. Big inhale. Big exhale breath. Curl those left toes under. And then can you start to lift that left knee up off of the mat, finding your way into our crescent, our high lunge. Now make any adjustments you might need to. You might have to hop those back toes in a little bit. Find the length up through the side body. Gentle drop of the shoulders just to keep them out of the ears. Big breath in. And then exhale, open up warrior two. Heel to arch alignment with those feet. Gazing over the front middle finger. Big inhale breath. Exhale to settle in. Flip that front palm. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. And then exhale, side angle pose. Right elbow comes down. Left arm reaches up. So very little weight into that right arm. We're just really resting it there. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale up, star pose. Heels in, toes out, reach big. Exhale, goddess squat. Sink the seat down, cactus those arms. Open up that chest. Stay for that inhale breath. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. All 10 toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Keep that right hand planted. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Add a twist here. And exhale back down through center. Left hand plants. Inhale that right hand up. Exhale back down through center. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, runner's lunge, top of your mat. Hands framing that right foot. And then step the left foot up to meet the right forward fold. Inhale, flat back here. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sink the seat down. Sweep the arms up. Chair pose. Stay for that breath out. Big breath in. Find that core engagement. Settle for the breath out. Inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Start to shift your weight into that right foot. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Your left knee is going to lift. Flex those left toes back towards your face. And just find your jushti, that point of focus that isn't moving, the place to rest your gaze. Ground down through all four corners of that right foot. Big inhale breath. And exhale, bring that left foot back down to the mat. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, plank pose. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, halfway or all the way down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Take the back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that left leg high behind you. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, step it all the way through. Soften that right knee down. Find your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge, arms reaching up. Find the length through the side body. Lunging into that left knee, but not letting it come past the toes. Find the scissoring of the legs, the hugging towards one another that builds the stability and the core engagement. Curl those right toes under and start to lift up into your crescent, your high lunge. Make any adjustments that you need to. Hips pointing towards the front of our space. Big breath in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Dropping the shoulders down the back. Lunging into this front knee, but now hips open towards the long edge of our mat. Big breath in. Exhale, settle here. Flip that front palm. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. And then legs stay exactly the same. Exhale, side angle, left elbow comes down, right arm reaches. Take that gaze wherever feels best to you. Maybe down at the mat for a little bit more stability. Maybe straight ahead, or if it feels okay in the neck and with your balance, maybe you start to shift the gaze up towards that right hand. Inhale up to star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat, sink the seat down, cactus your arms. Big breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Right hand plants, inhale the left arm up. Exhale down through center. Inhale, reach that right arm. Exhale down through center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, runner's lunge, top of your mat and step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale to your chair pose, sink that seat down, arms sweep up. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Shift your weight into that left foot. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, let that right knee lift. Flex the toes back towards your face. Find your stability, find your balance. If you fall out, just come right back and meet us. It's okay if balance is a little bit different on this side as compared to the other. It's going to be different side to side. It's going to be different day to day. Big inhale, breath. Exhale, place that right foot back down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way through your flow, your chaturanga, if that's halfway or all the way down. If it's a cobra or a full upward facing dog. And then back to downward facing dog, the place that we all meet. Big breath in together. And big breath out. Inhale that right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, step it all the way through in between your hands. Soften that left knee down. Inhale, reach both arms up, low lunge. And then exhale, open arm twist towards the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Find the length through the fingertips. Reaching long fingertip to fingertip. Start to curl those back toes under. You know where we're going. And start to lift that back knee up off of the mat. We're in our crescent with our open arm twist. Inhale, reach back up through our crescent. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Moving with our breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale is that side angle pose. Inhale is star, heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat. Sink the seat down, cactus your arms. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, down through center. Inhale, the right arm reaches. Exhale, down through center. Inhale, start to lift halfway. Exhale, runner's lunge, top of your space, and step to the top, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale is your chair. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, stand all the way up. Hands down through heart center. Start to shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left knee lifts. Option 1 is to stay right here. Option 2 is maybe you start to hug that left knee in or start to open it out towards the left side of your space. Getting a nice hip opening while finding our balance. I like to just take my right hand, bring it to my right hip, my left hand on that left knee, opening it out towards the left. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, come back through your one-legged Tadasana. And exhale, bring that left foot to the mat, hands at heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, halfway or all the way, your flow here. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Big breath out. We'll take that to the other side. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, step it all the way through. Soften the right knee down. Inhale, reach up, low lunge. Exhale is that open arm twist, right arm forward, left arm back. So first finding stability here. Finding balance, finding length through the fingertips. Curl those right toes under. Start to lift up into that crescent leg, that high lunge with the open arm twist. Inhale up through crescent. Exhale, open up warrior. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Exhale, side. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess squat. Stay for your inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant that right hand. Inhale, the left arm reaches. Exhale through center. Inhale, the right arm reaches. Exhale through center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, runner's lunge. Step to the top, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Shift the weight into the left foot. We're almost done with the push. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right knee lifts. Stay right here if this is enough. Or start to hug that right knee a little bit closer. And then start to open it out towards the right. Really grounding down into that left standing foot. Finding the balance, finding the hip opening. Big inhale, breath. Big exhale. Inhale back through that one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, release that right foot to the mat, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Final opportunity to flow. Find what works for you. We'll all meet in our downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that right leg high. Exhale, right knee behind that right wrist, set up for your half pigeon. That left leg extends long behind you, hips square with your mat. Finding length, staying up on tall arms if that feels best to you, or maybe you come down onto your forearms, settling into your half pigeon. Knowing that if for some reason this is causing pain in that right knee, I want you to roll onto your back and take a figure 4 instead. Find what works for you. Settle into that breath. Start to slow it down. Notice if it got away. Become aware of it. Inhale, start to lift back up into tall arms. Roll on to that right hip. Swing that left leg all the way around, planting that left foot on the outside of that right thigh. Coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, sweep that right arm around, hug that left knee into the chest, plant the left hand behind the left hip, find length up through the spine like you're a puppet and someone's pulling the strings up through the crown of your head. Finding the twist that works for you. If this is too much, I invite you to extend that right leg instead of hugging it in closer to the body. So you end up in just a different seated twist variation. Okay, find what works for you here. Gently unwind. Extend both legs out in front of you. Get onto those sit bones. Inhale, reach both arms up high. And exhale, start to fold forward. Think about bringing your chest to your toes and then rounding down. Inhale, sit back up nice and tall. And just start to make your way back to downward facing dog, however works best for you to get there. And we'll start to take all of that over to the other side. So as you're ready, inhale that left leg high. Exhale, bring that left knee behind the left wrist. Extend the right leg out long. Stay up on tall arms if this works for you. Come down onto your forearms if that's available and feels okay. Settle into that breath. So just noticing if each breath invites the ability for you to soften a little bit deeper. If it does, maybe you take that invitation. And if at any point it becomes too much, then we start to back out. In yoga, we talk about this idea of finding our edge. And it's that space, that place where we get an opening. We get the push that maybe we're looking for. We don't take it too far. We don't go to the point of pain, or we don't go to the point of injury. We try to find where that edge is, where that balance is. And now coming back up to tall arms, roll onto that left hip, swing that right leg around, plant that right foot on the outside of the left leg. Sweep that left arm around, hug that right knee in, right hand behind the right hip. Find that seated twist. Gently unwind. Come back through center. And now we'll bring the soles of our feet together, knees out wide, bound angle pose. Find that length up through the spine, and then maybe you start to fold forward. I like to come down onto my forearms if that's available. Maybe you do too. Maybe you just walk those fingertips in front of you, finding whatever fold variation works for you here. Sending your breath into your hips, into the space, into the opening. And coming back up to a seated posture. Plant your feet on the mat. Slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Bring the knees into your chest and just take some gentle rocks side to side. Maybe some circling of the knees, massaging out that low back. Maybe taking those knee circles in the opposite direction. Hugging the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your nose up to your knees. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, release to your final Shavasana. Legs are going to come out long. Arms resting down beside you. Get out any of those wiggles, any of those fidgets to find the place of stillness that you can land. Settling in, releasing that Ujjayi breath, and just inviting your breath to be natural. Those easy and effortless inhales and exhales. Sometimes one of the only moments of stillness we will take in our entire day is the couple of moments we may get in Shavasana. So soak it in. Let me start to wiggle fingers and toes. Bring some awareness back to the breath. You take a big good morning stretch, reaching long fingertips to toes and rolling over onto your favorite side, coming into a fetal posture. One final moment of stillness and support. As you're ready, pressing yourself up, finding any seat that works for you today. But let your sit bones be heavy. Lengthen up through the spine. Inhale, reach your arms out nice and wide. Palms meeting overhead, and exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. Om Shanti. Peace. Thank you so much. My hope is that you feel the energy, the vitality, the life force within you flowing through that practice today. I know that was the little pick-me-up that I needed in my day to carry on with what comes next. So if you don't already have my free mindful movement class calendar, the link is in the description below. It helps you pick the movement practice for where your body is at on any given day. to help you decide when those more restorative practices maybe need to be what you turn to, versus the days when a practice like this, where the fire and the vitality can come to the surface and be your support. So the link for that is in the description below. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please take a moment to do so. Like this video, comment below, share with a friend. It helps more people find free yoga, and I'm so grateful. So I will meet you on your mat for your next practice.